गुरुभ्यो नमः। आत्मैकत्व विद्या प्रतिपत्तये सर्वे वेदान्ताः आरभ्यन्ते. In this sentence, Atmaikatva Jnanam, regarding this, there is a discussion. Some people, mainly some Ramanuja Sampradaya scholars, have objected that Atmaikatvam, the Jnanam of Atma being one. Atma means not your Atma alone. All Atmas are only one Atma. There are not many Atmas. All Atmas in their essence are only one without second one. So this Atma Jnanam is impossible. Because how does any Jnanam takes place? How does any Jnanam take place? Jnanam takes place with the help of a pramana. But he says there is no pramana. All the pramanas reveal only Dvaitam or a relative knowledge alone. So there is no way that you can gain a non-dual Jnanam. To this it was replied, see, pramana, we are not telling that Atma Ekatvam is a matter of pramana. Okay. It is Swatasiddha. Pramana, Pramata, Prameya, this relationship involves duality. The subject knows the object, but Atma is neither subject nor object. It is the content of both. Okay. Therefore, you are talking of Pramana, Pramata, Prameya only in this relational state alone he is talking. But here Vedantins say it is Swatasiddham. The very Pramatru, Pramana, Prameya is negated. How? We are not negating personally by an effort. We come to discover how there is an Anubhava in you. You are free from that. That's all. There is an Anubhava in you. At that level of Anubhava, this duality is a false entity. It doesn't exist. So, Shastra only points out and you come to discover it. So, it is not Pramana Siddha. It is already self-existing fact. Only the duality is disproven. Duality is disproven to be non-eternal. When duality is disproven to be non-eternal, what is always there, it just remains on its own. Okay. Now next point, same thing, on the same Shastra Pramana, is stretching his argument, saying one more point. Yattu ashankate shastrasyapi avidya purassaratva avisheshat katham avidya nirasana samartyam. This point he asks twice. Swamiji answers twice, each time differently. The same question. First see the question. You told all the pramana prameya vyavahara is within adhyasa, within avidya. If Shastra is also within avidya, then what Shastra reveals is also ignorance alone. If Shastra is also within the realm of ignorance, what Shastra reveals is going to be ignorance only. Then in that case, how can you come to know the fact through the pramana which is within ignorance? This is the question. The question is same, but answer is given twice at two different levels. Now first answer let us see. Naisha doshaha, because drishtatvat. This is not a defect at all, because we find it to be so. We find that even if the Shastra is within avidya, it can reveal Jnanam. Drishyate hi kalpitasya kalpitantarena badhaha. Two ways he answers. One answer is here. See, even if Shastra kalpita, even if Shastra is avidya kalpita, it can solve. Even if Shastra is Kalpita, Kalpitam also can reveal a fact. This is an interesting thing. What you are speaking may be wrong, but even the wrong thing can help you to understand, can suggest, can make a suggestion, can reveal something which is right. Okay. Drishyate hi kalpitasya kalpitantarena badho loke, because one mistake gets corrected by another mistake. One kalpita, mistake means kalpita. One kalpita corrects another kalpita. For example, yatha rajju jnanena rajju sarpa badhaha rajju karana jnanena cha rajju badhaha. He is telling, now take the example of snake. Snake is understood to be mithya when you go to the rope. Go to the means your attention shifts to the rope. When you come to cognize the rope, in the cognition of rope, snake is understood to be mithya. But rope itself is not a final truth. Rope is also a truth. Rope is also another kalpita. Because if you further probe deeply into the rope, you understand that rope is also a kalpita. How? Rope is made up of the smaller thread. A smaller threads, a bundle of threads, two bundles of threads, one bundle of thread on the right side, another bundle of thread on the left side. When these two bundles are twined, a thicker rope is born. So the rope itself is the result of twining the smaller thin threads. So if you go to the thread level, then rope is only a kalpita. Rope is only a false appearance upon the thread. Then you take each thread is also nothing but a cotton twined, cotton twisted. When you twist it, you twine it, it appears like a thick thread, but you untwine it. Okay, you untie it, unwind the twist of it. Then what happens? It comes out to be a cotton. Okay, in the cotton you see the thread. Thread is a kalpita. Means a thread. The thread itself is not a reality compared to the cotton. A piece of cotton slightly stretched and twisted, twined. It looks like a thick thread. So similarly, one kalpita is negated by another kalpita. Then what is cotton? Before the cotton, how did you pick up? Those who have seen the cotton plant, how the cotton is produced. How the cotton is produced, if you look at it, you understand that cotton comes from a plant. There will be small plants, bushes, not very big trees, but bushes. So from the small plants, the cotton is extracted because they are the fruit. Cotton is nothing but a fruit of cotton trees. Now, before the cotton was produced, where was it? It was in the form of a fruit attached to the tree. Before it has produced the fruit, where was it? It was in the form of a flower. Okay. Before it was a flower, where was it? In the form of a branch, leaf. Before the leaf was born, where was it? It was in the form of a branch. Then where was the branch? It was the form of the trunk. Where is the trunk? In the form of a seed. Where was the seed? It was the form of, the seed was merged into the earth. So it is the earth alone. Then what is the earth? Earth, when you melt it, heat it up, it becomes liquid. Have you seen? Earth means a solid substance. Any solid substance, you heat it. What happens to it? If you keep on heating, it becomes water, liquid. That's why you say Prithvi comes from Jalam. The earth is produced from water. It means that a solid substance is produced from liquid. And you heat the liquid further. What happens? You heat the liquid further, liquid evaporates. It becomes a vapor. Vapor means what? A hot vapor, it is a heat only. The heat becomes into wind. Okay, air. So from the air, when the heat is, it is cooled down. When the air cools down, it becomes liquid. When liquid is further compressed, it becomes the solid vastu. From the solid vastu, the earth is a one part of it. From the earth, the cotton plant. From the cotton plant, the flower. From the flower, the fruit. From the fruit is a cotton. From the cotton, twined becomes a thread, and the threads are combined, it becomes a rope, and the rope is misunderstood to be snake. Tell me how one thing is a kalpitam, the another kalpita negates the previous kalpita. And what is the air? Air is nothing but, you imagine the air in the infinite space. Where is the air in the infinite space? Not little space, infinite space. What is the air in the infinite space? The air is inseparable from the very space. Then what is the space? Space is nothing but a thought within the consciousness. Okay? You take one object, you keep on tracing its cause, further cause. All series of cause and effect is only kalpita. Okay? The series of cause and effect, cause and effect, cause and effect. So each effect is another appearance of its own cause. And that cause is only an appearance of its own cause. That cause again is a tentative appearance of its own cause. If you keep on going, probing deeper and deeper into its cause, what is the ultimate cause? Ultimate cause is something which cannot be further probed, which cannot be further reduced into its smaller elements. A thing can be reduced into its smaller elements, its deeper parts. So once you come to the consciousness, there is no deeper and upper. There is no deeper and superficial. It is all one non-dual consciousness. So therefore, that non-dual consciousness, which cannot be reduced further, it obtains, it comes to mean the ultimate reality. So therefore, how do you say that Shruti, which is Mritya, Shastram, which is Kalpita, how can the Kalpita Shastra reveal the fact? Shastra may be Kalpita. See, don't worry about the Shastra. People are too much worried about Shastra. Okay? People are too much worried about the Shastra. Shastra may be Kalpita, but what it points out is the truth. I'll tell you, one baby you take to the court, if the baby has witnessed some murder or some event, small baby who can speak for 3-4 years old baby, and you ask, baby is innocent, but it tells. Baby may not understand what happened, but he says he came and held like this, the neck and the person. I don't know what happened. I have seen that one small boy, 4 years old boy, was taken to the court. He asked, what did your father do to? His mother was killed by his father. There was a quarrel between them and he killed. And the baby was taken there. And he asked, he says, what happened? What happened to your mother? Yeah. He doesn't know what is killing. He says, they quarreled and shouted. They shouted, he says. They loudly shouted. And the father went and held my mother's neck like this. And then afterwards, mother slept, he says. And mother slept and never woke up. And I don't know what happened to her later. Now, he doesn't say that he is killing, but he just, the innocent baby, what it tells, reveals a death, reveals a murder. Does it reveal or not? What baby knows is a simple event, but it implies death. It implies murder. So therefore, what means something else also, what may not know those things, but it implies all these things. An innocent fact can imply something else. Okay? An innocent fact. Therefore, it may be a kalpita, but even a kalpita can reveal. Okay? Even a dead person. Dead person, you see, in that recent train accident, 300 people killed. People say, oh, killed. But more than killed, People are those who are killed, they have died. This is a very strange thing. In India, killing is not taken so seriously. Killing is, of course, a painful thing, but it is not so painful to the person who died, because he died and it is over. He has gone into other world and he will get in another janma, or in other world he will continue. But those who are living maimed, handicapped, half dead, mentally disturbed, brain damaged, lifelong they suffer. Why don't people look at them? Around 1,000 people are maimed. Okay? 1,000 people are maimed, tortured, handicapped, and all that. They are neither half dead, they are neither dead nor alive. This is more painful. It's a prolonged pain. For the dead people, for a short while they suffered and they left the body. Once they left the body, they live in another world. There is a bereavement for the survivors. For their relatives who live on the earth, even now in the Bhuloka, they feel the separation of them. Okay? But the separation, they live for a while and then again they adjust with something else, and then okay, after a few months and years, they forget and then continue their life. But these people who are alive, around 1,000 people, half dead and half alive, with a handicap, with a leg and hand, and then brain damage, or even your bones damage, your nervous system damage, your backbone is damaged highly. Neither you can sit, nor you can stand, nor you can eat. That's a prolonged hell you have to undergo. People say only 300 died. Only death alone counts. I'm sorry, death is of course painful, but more than the dead people, I feel these alive, half dead people are more dangerous. And government, when gives compensation for the people who are the surviving relatives, they are given 10 lakhs people, but those who are surviving with your handicaps, they are given only 2 lakhs. I tell you, with this handicapped hand and leg and brain damaged, you think 2 lakhs are enough for them to live? These people need more money. Who are surviving, it is a hell for them. Okay. Anyway, our government's logic, society's logic is different. But if you look at the person who is surviving, my God, what a pain. Okay. Now in these things, the dead people also indicate something. Do they indicate or not? The dead people they are dead people, they are not live, but they indicate something, that a certain accident happened. Are they revealing or not? I see the people don't understand. They say that, how can mithya reveal true satyam? If the shastram is avidya kalpitam, how can the kalpita shastram reveal the fact? You are only going by the verbal logic. Verbal logic is called shushka tarka. It is a dry logic. Don't go by dry logic. Look at the facts of life. Facts of life. Even a dead person indicates something. What does he indicate? That there was an attempt of murder on him. But he is a dead man. How can he say? Dead man also constitutes a witness, a better witness. Does he constitute a witness or not? This is how it is. We can give you plenty of examples in our life. Okay? The door is open. In the night you slept. When morning you woke up, door is open. Then you understand some thief has entered. Something has happened. But there is nobody live. It is an inert object also reveals something, a living fact. You can see plenty of examples in life. Therefore, Shastra, which is avidya kalpita, also can reveal the swatasiddha fact. How? Kalpita, by proving a thing as a kalpita. Kalpita can reveal kalpita only. That it is a kalpita, it can reveal. Then what is truth? That is left out. Okay. They give an example. In Tulsi Ramayana, Sita was asked. Sita and Lakshmana, Rama, 2 people were going to the forest. On the way, villagers see them And then as soon as they see them, they come closer and ask them to drink water and give them fruit or something. They talk to them, who are you, where are you going? Then when some of the ladies come and go and ask Sita, hey, between these two people, who is your husband? Is he this? No. You ask, say, Lakshmana, she says no. Then is he the other one? She doesn't answer. Without answering, she has answered. See, there are many ways. Even a kalpita can reveal a fact. Supposing another thing is, there are three things. You remove these two or not. There are three suspected people in committing a theft. Three suspected people. Two people have been proved to be not. They are not the thieves. First one not, second one not. The third one is automatically his. Without asking the third one, only by eliminating the two, third is confirmed. How? But that fellow did not speak. Without speaking, he is proven to be the thief. How? Because other two we have eliminated. Out of the three, two are eliminated, then third is automatically he is the one. Similarly, kalpita also can reveal. If Shastra is kalpita, so what? Even if it is a kalpita, if turns your attention towards the Atma, it can reveal. Therefore, Shastra being kalpita doesn't render it unfit to point out the fact. Okay. This is only a logical answer, because Anubhavanusara answer from the Anubhava standpoint will come in the next paragraph. Next paragraph in between, Swamiji brings another argument, another question and answer. After that, means the next second paragraph. From here the third one. In that he raises the same question and answer from the standpoint of Anubhava. Now his answer at the logical level. Next answer will be Anubhava level. On logical level, what logic makes you see that Shastra, Kalpita Shastra cannot reveal the fact? Tell me what is logic. No, it is illogical, it can't reveal. Tell me what is logic. I think we have discussed it long before. Anyway, I briefly touch that. Probably I think I have discussed long before. I don't remember how many, maybe a year ago, more than a year or 2 years ago. Logic means you see one relation between two things and extend the relation to all many other things. That's called, you call logic. Generalizing a particular phenomenon is called logic. Simple. You see one event, then generalize it everywhere, and you call it logic. And apply that generalized principle, keep that generalized principle, and based upon that you guess here. That's what is logic. Now you say, a kalpita cannot reveal a fact. Where do you see? You just go by, see, a real alone will be useful. Kalpita will be useless. Isn't it? A real thing will be useful. A kalpita cannot be useful. Therefore, you take this is evident, this is relevant to a given context, a given object. In a particular object, a real thing is useful, a false plastic one cannot be useful. A real apple can be eaten, plastic apple cannot be eaten. Okay. A real apple can be eaten, plastic apple cannot be eaten. Or another example, real apple can appease your hunger, but the apple in a painting, three-dimensional painting, why painting apple in the cell phone or the TV screen, it appears, but that apple cannot appease your hunger. Okay? It is a false, but something written on the screen can reveal something to you. Something written can reveal. So a picture cannot fulfill your hunger, but picture can indicate something. It can give some knowledge. Isn't it? Therefore, it may be unreal for using it, but it is not unreal for revealing something. It is not unreal, it is not unfit for revealing something. It can reveal. Therefore, don't generalize that logic that what is unreal can't be useful. Unreal cannot be useful when you want to use it. Use it for some purpose of eating and all those things. Okay? If there is a fire, picture of fire, that picture of fire cannot produce heat. Okay? Picture of fire cannot produce heat, but a picture of a person can point out that he is a person. You can identify Gandhiji's picture that he is Gandhiji. You can't, but Gandhiji's identification is possible with his picture alone. But with a picture of fire, you can identify fire, but it can't burn. So, seeing this example, the Purvapakshi thought that the picture of fire cannot heat it. The picture of fire cannot heat it. Therefore, a picture of a human being also cannot serve as a human being. Okay. A picture of a human being cannot serve as a human being, but picture of a human being can help you to identify the person as a human being. Okay. So, in one area it is not useful, but in another area it is. In one sense it cannot be used, but in another sense it can be used. How can you generalize that? Therefore, this logic is failed. Your logic is failing. So, even a kalpita vastu also, okay, in one case it may not work, but in another case it works. Where it works, there we use it. What is that? Where it works, there we use. Where it doesn't work, we don't mind. Now you say, just because a picture of a fire cannot burn, a picture of apple you can't eat, therefore any picture will be useless. Can you say that? But a picture of a human being can help you to identify, can recognize a person. The recognition itself will do a lot of job. Okay, so the picture may not serve its purpose to use it, to be able to use it, but identifying a person with the help of the picture, that is also using only, is it not? You can use the picture to identify who is the person who has come here. Somebody has come and held a talk and went away. Who was the person? I don't know. Who was the person? He has come here. You cannot identify. You show the picture. Oh, this is the person who has come here. Now he has served the purpose. The picture, which is a dummy, lifeless one, has served the purpose. It need not be real. It need not be real person. Without being a real person, even a dead object can reveal. Similarly, Kalpita Shastra also can reveal. In dream, objects are Kalpita. Dream objects are Kalpita. Okay. Dream objects are imaginary, but they also indicate many things. So, this is the question, Dvaitins, Vishishtadvaitins and many other questions. If when Shastra is Kalpita, how can Kalpita Shastra reveal the truth which is Brahman? Here, different answers are given. One is Kalpita can produce knowledge of the truth. Nothing unusual about it, because we have many events in life. See, what is the logic here? If you have another event in your life where Kalpita has revealed something, then you accept this. See, what a strange logic. Logic itself is illogical. Logic itself is illogical. So, in one event it happened, therefore you mean other place also the same thing should happen. But human mind accepts. Ultimately, what counts is human mind's acceptance. If human mind accepts its possibility, if human mind is convinced of its possibility, you start believing it. But what is convincing? if your mind accepts that such a thing is possible, and in this case, oh, it must have happened, now I accept that it must have happened. How? Because it happened, a similar thing happened somewhere there. Just because something happened, how can you generalize that the same thing might have happened even here also? But human mind accepts it. So acceptance of the human mind is called logic, is called convinced, being convinced. This being convinced changes from person to person. Some persons are convinced of certain logic, another people are not convinced of that logic. They have to be given some other logic. So being convinced is only a Brahma of human mind. Human mind is only a Brahma. It accepts certain things, but what it accepts need not be real, need not be true. One person told a lie and cheated it. And you think any person who speaks, he also must be a cheat. How? Because one person cheated before. This kind of way, this kind of convincing anybody is so easy. That's why we say the so-called conviction is also Bhranti only. The so-called conviction, logical conviction is also human mind's weakness only. Human mind has got a weakness of getting convinced. Means what? It tries to see some logic, but it tries to see some possibility. It accepts certain possibility. But your acceptance of possibility also is, again, the human weakness alone. See, somebody gives some logic and you are not convinced. Another fellow gives some other logic. You are convinced. What he says is very convincing to me. Therefore, I listen to him only. That Swamiji is a very good speaker because what he says is very convincing to me. Another fellow finds all mistakes, fallacies in his thinking. There may be fallacy, but it convinces some people. Foolish argument also convinces some fools. Therefore, don't say that, how did this fellow believe it? We generally get surprised. How did this fellow believe this foolish argument? For him it looked right. Don't you see certain events in our life like this? Therefore, that Shastra may be Kalpita, still it can work, it can reveal. I can give you many examples which I have given here. Okay, let us proceed. Now he says, Drishtatva drishyate hi kalpitasya kalpitantarena badho loke. One kalpita can negate another kalpita. So what negates need not be true. What negates need not be true. That there is a negation or not, that alone is counts here. What negates may be true, may be false. Okay? The Shastra that negates the Jagat Satyatvam, that negates the Dvaitam. Shastra may be true, may not be true. Whether it is true, it negates. Whether it is false, it negates. Ultimately, what counts is that it negates. What negates may be true, may not be true, that is immaterial. Okay? What negates may be true, may not be true, it is immaterial. See, I'll give you another example. What frightens you? And he says, if there is a snake that frightens you. You mean the snake frightens you? I give you a picture of a snake. I give you in your cell phone a picture of a snake. Does it frighten you? No, it not. Why? Do you see? Do you think that it is not snake? It is snake. Then it is snake. Why it is not frightening you? What do you say for this? Oh, if you mistake as a snake, when you mistake rope for a snake, it is only a mistake. But even the mistaken snake frightens you. People say it is a false. How can it frighten you? And he says, I am afraid. What are you talking? I am afraid. And he says, how can it frighten you? It is false. And that person says, false or real, you keep it yourself. The snake is there, I am afraid. That's all. Even if a false news frightens you. Somebody has a son. He went to his office and somebody brought the news that your son met with an accident and died. This fellow was shocked and fell down and he got a mild heart attack. And he was taken to hospital, put in ICU, and then he came out and he came to know. Later he came to know that no, his son was not affected at all. It was mistake, somebody else, and it was not his son. His son is hale, healthy, alive and hale and healthy. Now tell me, his heart attack is real or not. But he told lies. But even the lie has disturbed him. That his son passed away, even the lie has disturbed him. So much disturbed him that he fell sick. Now you say, how can the false news disturb him? Now this is called logic. Logic means logic divested of the fact. Logic removed from the fact. Look at the fact. When he was told that his son died, that fellow, poor fellow, was shocked. Naturally, he will be shocked. If son dies, who will remain peaceful and relaxed? Naturally, he is highly disturbed and then going to depression or something like that. Now then later he is told that, oh, I told you just a joke, it is not true. And now what will he say? You will be angry. He says, I only told it is a joke. Why are you scolding me? But how can you tell lies like that? He says, I've just told a joke. It is not real. But why should the lie disturb you? Truth alone should disturb you. How can the lie disturb you? He says, no, you only told a joke. Now I will make you really cry. Even not by joke, by reality only I'll make you cry. I'll beat you so much that the really beat you. I won't make a crack a joke. I will beat you and then make you cry. That. No, he will have to say like that. He will do that. Therefore, the kalpita, snake is a kalpita, but it can frighten you. When a kalpita snake can frighten you, when kalpita picture can point out, can help you to recognize, why can't the kalpita shastra reveal the truth? Okay. One kalpita negates another kalpita. One answer. Another answer is kalpita also can reveal the truth. Then the third answer, I won't give you, it will come, Swamiji himself will give. I want to keep it a suspense. You will get an answer. Okay, now let me complete this thing. Yatha rajju vajnanena rajju sarpa bhadaha, rajju karana jnanena cha rajju badaha, rajju jnanena rajju sarpa badaha, rajju kar. See, just as by knowing the rope, the snake goes away. Your idea of snake gets corrected. And then the rajju gets corrected, ajnanena, rajju karana jnanena, cause of the rope, then further cause, like this, each karanam destroys each succeeding one. So, yathava jagaritatvena kalpitena swapnena, etadantargata swapnantara badaha. Ah, beautiful, see. If you have dream within a dream, oh Narayana, dream within a dream, you were in an inner dream, woke up into an outer dream, but both are within your dream. Okay, but this outer dream appears as a waking to you. And you think that, then you tell the people, oh my God, this was a dream. I didn't know this. I thought it is real. Now I understand it is all false. When does he say? When he says in the dream, with regards to an inner dream. With regards to inner dream, the outer dream, living in the outer dream, you say, you falsify the inner dream. But outer dream is also not waking state. That is also dream only. Doesn't matter. One dream is negating another dream. Is it not? One dream is negating another dream. But this dream also you wake up. This outer dream you wake up. Isn't it? Because that is also false. But how can the dream which is false will negate another dream which is also false? Inner dream is negated by outer dream. That's because... No, you can't give any logic. That's how we find in our life. That's all. All logic is, if somebody asks, how can it be like that? This is how we find it anywhere. Oh, I have seen number of places like this. Number of people like that. Oh, then you, instead of shouting, you'll keep quiet. You accept it. That means what? If somebody says, I have seen several events like that, Then you start accepting, you are convinced. No, I have never seen that, it's not true at all. See, this is called logic. Is there any meaning in logic? Tell me. That's why Vedanta says logic is a relative. It applies within the realm. Though it is false, it applies. But in absolute level, logic is wrong. Because logic doesn't work there. Logic does not work at all. Okay. Therefore, a dream, an outer dream which is regarded as a waking. Outer dream which is regarded as a waking negates the inner dream which is dream. Inner dream is a dream, outer dream is a waking within the dream. Outer dream means the dream, the waking you come into compared to the previous state. The previous state is experienced as a dream, and this dream appears as a waking to you. Okay, so this is also actually dream. So one dream is negating another dream. So how can you say Kalpita Shastra cannot negate Dvaitam? Kalpita Shastra also within the Dvaitam, it can negate Dvaitam. Yathava Jagare Tatvena Kalpitena. Okay. Yesha evam Shastrokta Ikya Jnanena Kalpita Dvaita Badena Kinchid Anupapatti. So even with the Shastra Jnanam, if the Kalpita Badha is done, Kalpitasya Badaha, तदंतर्गत स्वप्नांतर शास्त्रोक्तमैक्यमज्ञानम कल्पित द्वैत बाधे. The kalpita imagined dvaita, it negates. Negates means by observation you come to understand that the one is already included in it, therefore it doesn't exist separate from it. Therefore one Vartikakara shloka he quotes and concludes this idea here. क्लुप्तानामपि रज्ज्वादौ कल्पितांतर संश्रयात् क्लुप्तांतर अनुपपत्तिः क्लुप्तांतरापनुत्तिः क्लुप्तांतर अपनुत्तिः. Apanodhanam is called apanuttihi. Apanodhanam. Vartikakara says kalpita vastu also rajvadav kalpitamshara samshrayat kluptantar anupapattihi. Another kalpita negates this previous kalpita, because this is how we find in life. Okay, kluptantara samshrayat kluptantarapanuttisyat tatha vidyadvad yahatmani. Similarly, just like that, here also Shastra, even if the Shastra is a kalpita, it can reveal Brahma. Okay, next argument. Nacha Shastra Shastra Jnana Badakam. 2 points are there. I think 2 arguments are there, 2 paragraphs. We'll discuss in the next class. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om Tat Sat.